Huge, major problem in the auto industry right now with electric vehicles. This, you could call, has been a bit of a hot dumpster fire situation, and there's only one solution to these problems. So whether you have a Tesla, a Mach-E, a Lightning, or any other electric vehicle, pretty much all electric vehicles have lost about half of their value, and this is really hurting consumers. New buyers might be happy when they go out to see and buy these new, these old electric vehicles who are still selling on their current models. Maybe they're happy with the $5, $10, $15, $20,000 price decreases, but it is killing those of us who bought an electric vehicle 1, 2, or 3 years ago. And I'm going to bring you to a nice little YouTube video of someone who's been particularly affected, kind of like myself. So let's check this out here. Because I feel for this individual. I am in the same situation as them, and they've lost half their value, and it's pretty bad. It's a Cobra something or another. Let's see if we can find it here. It seems to have slid away from me. Here we go. So this individual, the title says it all. No one wants to buy my Mach-E worth half of what I paid. And this is true of Teslas. This is true of Ford F-150 Lightnings. This is true of just generally any electric vehicle. They went from having the best resale in the market to the worst, the segment with the worst resale in the market. So let's see what he's got to say, folks.
How's it going, guys? This is my 2021 Mach-E, and it's lost over half its value in the last 2 years that I've owned it. So was this the biggest regret, the biggest and worst car decision I've ever made in my life? All right, guys, so let me explain.
Okay, so generally, let's cover this. Generally, people are actually quite pleased with their Mach-E's. There's actually a high level of satisfaction when it comes to it, just like many people are very, very satisfied with their Teslas. But electric vehicles, 2 years ago, were the segment with the best resale, meaning they were in the segment of vehicles that depreciated the least. But now every company seems to be making an electric vehicle, and now the future is even scarier. BYD, an electric Chinese company, would already be in the United States because they have about an overproduction of 10 million vehicles that they can't sell in their own market. They're hunting for a market, for more markets. But here's the thing. In the US, there's 27% import tax added on. So if BYD sends us vehicles, if they want to sell vehicles, they're going to end up paying, well, them and the consumer are going to pay 27% more for the vehicle. So who knows how long we're safe from BYD destroying electric vehicle prices when they do get to market. Tesla has been dropping prices like crazy, hurting everybody. And let's actually check this out. Let's check out some used prices. Now let's talk about how the Ford 2023 Mustang Ford Mach-E as a premium extended range battery at the beginning of 2023 was roughly $80,000 to $82,000. Let's see what they're selling for now. 76,000 kilometers, 33,900. You've got one with 55,260 kilometers, 36,900. So basically $37,000 for that's more than half. And of course, in 2021, they weren't the same price as they were in 2023. So after 2 years, because no 2024 Mustang Mach-E's have shown up on lots yet, basically over 2 years, a little more than 2 years, the price has dropped. The asking price has dropped by about roughly half. So of course, when you will go into a dealership, if they offer you for your vehicle asking price, the price they're going to put it for sale, if that's what they're offering you, something's fishy, something's wrong. Look into it. They're playing around with some numbers. They're trying to show you something pretty shiny and distracting over here, and they're stealing from your back pocket. Dealerships, trade values can never be the price of what they're going to be asking. So major price decreases here. 2022 Mustang Mach-E premium extended range battery. So that's the 91 kilowatt battery. Fantastic vehicle. Great. I love it. I considered trading my Lightning in for one, but I've lost so much value. 15,000 kilometers, but 44,900. At the beginning of 2023, a 2023 model was $80,000. So that's roughly, again, about half of the value, not quite half the value drop over the course of 1 year and 15,000 kilometers. My Lightning, originally 112,000 Canadian dollars. Ford dropped it down to 102. Now you can get a $7,000 rebate later this month on it. My resale is horrible. Does it make the vehicle horrible? No. If as soon as my Blue Cruise issue gets fixed, I can absolutely say I love my Lightning. It's the most powerful, it's the most comfortable, it's the most capable, and it's the most impressive vehicle I have ever owned. But it's not my favorite vehicle. I like a vehicle with a little soul. So my Bronco, I think, is my favorite vehicle. The Mustang GT convertible 2022 with that 5-liter and all the sound and wonders is very, very close. But the Bronco Wildtrak is my favorite vehicle. The things that bother me with my electric Lightning are the price, and recharging hasn't been an issue, but it's been a major problem for many. And many people now, all the early adopters, have taken possession of their F-150s, and they're gone. They're done with. So all those early adopters have their vehicles, and this is why sales have come down. This is why Ford has had to drop the price. The WB, yes, I had to drop the Porsche because even Porsche resale values are coming down, and Porsche increased on the price of the 911 from the time I ordered. They increased the price a lot, and interest went from like 4% to 10.5%. So awful. And I also thought that I'd have good resale on my Lightning, but I don't have the money anymore because I have far too much. I owe way more on the Lightning than what I could get for trade-in value. And even if I sell it myself, heck, I bought it for 112, and I've got it advertised at $83,000, and it's a 2023 with 16,000 kilometers, and I have yet to be able to sell it at $83,000, which is way less than $112,000 price tag. But here's the problem: manufacturers have been dropping the price of electric vehicles. Not that they come out with new models that aren't as impressive for less. They take the current model that people bought at a higher price and they just drop the price on it. And yeah, the WB, well said, that hurts. Here's the one solution. The one solution. If you're going to buy a Tesla, if you're going to buy a Mach-E, if you're going to buy a Ford F-150 Lightning, if you're going to buy an electric Toyota, an electric Hyundai, Chevrolet, GM, I take all these electric vehicles in on trade, and I see it from every manufacturer. There's only one thing you can do. BMW's electric vehicle is particularly painful. Lease it. Lease. Do not purchase. If you purchase it, many people to have an affordable monthly payment are going to finance these on like 72, 84, or even 96 months. So 6, 7, or 8 years. And if you want to trade it after 2 or 3 years, you're going to be horribly upside down. It's called negative equity. It's when your sell value of your current vehicle or trade value is actually, oh no, wait, it's down here. And your amount owing is up here. The ugliness between those two things, that's called negative equity. I'm not generally a negative guy. I talk about negative stuff, but I always find the positive solution to bust through the BS. And I've got it here. It's called leasing, because if you purchase it, you're going to have so much negative equity and you're going to be stuck with the vehicle for so many years to come, whether you love it or hate it. And I mostly love my Lightning, but I don't like the fact that I'm stuck with it. But at least I have one door open, and that's that at the end of my lease, I can give back the keys to Ford, and on paper, I think it says it's going to be worth 43. Well, if it's worth 30, I'm going to be thrilled, because all that negative equity is going to go off to Ford, and it's going to be Ford's problem. Their price dropping, whether it's Ford, Tesla, GM, Chevrolet, Kia, Toyota, they're all dropping the prices. but they will have to deal with it. It becomes their problem and it will no longer be my problem. And I'll be able to say, wow, I had an amazing vehicle. The Ford F-150 Lightning, folks. It's an absolutely amazing vehicle. Almost every single person that I know who has bought one has taken the time to tell me that they absolutely love their F-150 Lightning. The people that tell me they're a little upset are the people that tried to trade it in 6 months. Now, of course, if you try to trade in your F-150 Lightning or any electric vehicle after 6 months of ownership, you're going to be in this guy's situation right here.
To you something about this car. I usually buy cars used because I get bored of them super quickly. I'll drive them for a year or two. If I'm modifying them or something, then I will get bored of them less quickly. But
can't modify EV.
I get the itch and start researching new cars, and I get excited, and then I want to change it up. So I usually buy used cars to get to help with the depreciation hit that.
So listen to his advice. You can always go and get either purchase a used car, a used Mach-E or a used Lightning that's had horrible depreciation, and you're going to be the big winner there. And don't worry, these batteries aren't going to be dead after 3-4 years like on our cell phones. 4 high, 4 low, remind me, I will answer that question. Yes, Broncos, they're not selling, you can't get insane resale value on them like you could 1 year ago, or even I sold my Bronco with only $2,000 of depreciation. What was it? May? Yeah, in May of 2023, I sold my Bronco for about $2,000 less than its window sticker. Bronco resale values have come down, but they're still overall, compared to the rest of the market, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Not the case for the Mach-E. So either buy a used one if you really can't handle the idea of leasing, but please lease one. That way, if you get a 3-year lease, or because of subventions here in Canada, you have to get a 4-year lease to get the full government rebate or subvention. Lease it for 4 years if you can handle 4 years. If you can only handle keeping a vehicle for 1 or 2 years, get a used one that's depreciated. The Mach-E is a great vehicle and it is appreciated by its owners. Just don't find yourself in this situation. I've given you, folks, the solution to save you tens of thousands of dollars.
The idiot that buys something new like this takes when they buy it new versus used. But I want to go over a couple of reasons why I bought this car new and why it made sense at the time with the information I had to buy it new. Now, one of the main reasons I bought this car was for the tax credit. So at the time when I bought this car, this is a
which at least in Canada, I can attest, you'll get your tax credits if you do a 4-year lease. So that's the trick for that. Now, I said this video would be about 10 minutes, and we're at that 10-minute mark. So all I can say is help this guy out. He looks like hopefully he's a family man helping to populate the planet and bring good morals and ethics to his family. But Cobra Carlos, you can check out his channel. Please consider subscribing. I'm going to hit that subscribe button right there. I'm going to give him a thumbs up. So let's help each other out. Give him a thumbs up. Check out his channel. I like what he has to say. He's not being, making ridiculous claims or being way over the top. His title has truth in it. So even though it's an attention grabber, clickbait doesn't mean something it grabs your attention. It's when it grabs your attention for a ridiculous reason that then the video has nothing to do with it and just doesn't address it or is, not at all the topic at play. So folks, thank you so much. Tom Dinder, Ridgeview, the WB. The WB, you're going to have to send me photos of your Corvette. And if ever I'm in your area, I'm going to want to visit you this year, folks. So we're wrapping up the channel, the evening. We've concluded the major problem with electric vehicles and only really one, well, we'll say 2 solutions. If you get new, there's 1 solution, lease it. If you absolutely can't handle the idea of leasing because you think it's not yours, anytime you've financed something, when you finance something and you've purchased it on finance, it's yours. Don't pay it for for anywhere from 2 to 6 months. You're going to see it disappear from your yard, and that's when you'll know who really owned it.